Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Halloween. We've got a full house today. How's everyone doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
So everyone's here. Reese just joined as well. Hey, Reese, how's it going?
Hey, Profstar.
How you doing? Yeah, we've got some amazing talent on the screen today, on the stream today. So I'm really excited. This is Hellfest. Oh, we've got some noise. Who just joined on an aeroplane? Who's that? Okay, perfect. No, someone's on an airplane. Okay, we lost somebody. This has got to go great. This has got to go really smoothly, guys, as you can see. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, this is obviously our Halloween special of our Scarefest initiative that we did, which is really exciting for me. Obviously, we've gathered these amazing artists together to launch a piece on Trio over the last few weeks, managed by the legendary Hopeful. I'm sure you all know, who's really great at bringing artists together and showcasing what we can do on Bitcoin. So the format of today's shows obviously is I'd love to go through each artist individually and showcase the piece that they've got on Trio, and then just try and get a little bit of wow, something's wrong with your mic, Claire, I think. Yeah, it's a shame. It was sounding fine on the before we started, but no, yeah, we'll go through everybody, and then obviously I'd love to, showcase the piece, and then just get a little bit of background on you guys, because one of my favorite things is actually just learning like the journey from an artist, right? Like where they came from, even pre-Web3 madness, and how they get into Web3, and then how they ultimately obviously ended up on Bitcoin as well. So I love hearing that journey because everyone's got a great story. Maybe we can start with Reset, if that's okay, because I think there's a bit of a time
Ich habe da unten keinen Empfang. Das macht immer Aussetzer.
We can hear you now, Claire, perfectly.
Sounds better.
Awesome. You sounded like you were on an airplane earlier, so it sounds much better now. Can you hear us, Claire? Yeah. Technology, guys. Technology.
Nix vom Erika.
I'm going to mute Claire just in case she says something she doesn't want everyone to hear. All right, cool. So, Reset, are you there?
I am, yes. Hi.
Hello. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think it's quite early in the morning for you, right?
It's Friday night. Yes, I went out for
Oh.
Halloween, so I thought I could stay up a little bit longer and say hello.
Nice, thank you so much. So I guess we'll crack on with you then. What I'll do is I think I'm going to try and share my screen. Oh, here's Hopeful as well. Hello, Hopeful.
Hey, Hopeful.
The technology is really working well today. Let's have a look. Okay. I'm going to just crack on anyway and share my screen. So let me just do that. All right, perfect. So I think, as I say, we'll start with Reset. We've got these amazing pieces. I'm actually blown away by the art. I think it's incredible. I've collected almost every one. I think a couple launched today that I've still not got. I'm going to definitely pick them up. But we created this new page on Trio called Launchpads, where basically you can just see all of the launches that are happening right now. So all you amazing talent here. So let's click on Resets. This piece blew me away. I really love the quality and the style of it. So I don't know, Reset, maybe you want to just talk us through the piece and you know what it means to you, what inspired you, and then we can crack in with your history as an artist as well.
Sure. So it's, you know, I have a thing for skulls. If you have a look at any of my art, I use a lot of skulls, but this piece particularly, it's, I mean, I guess I'm a bit obsessed with finding beauty in decay, and this piece really for me was about that. But it's I guess the title about Don't Bring Me Flowers. If you've ever been to a funeral, I'm Greek, so we have these big sort of funerals, and if they sort of resemble mob funerals in a way because there's so many flowers. So bringing the Halloween theme into it, it's about the death and decay and the amount of flowers that happen there, and about how we should celebrate life instead of death, and finding some of the beauty in all of that. So I guess the skull and the flowers and the bright, almost X-ray of the piece is trying to bring all of that together.
That's beautiful, and I noticed there's like kind of a glow or an essence or something going up the spinal column here. Is that on purpose, or you know, what you can talk about that?
Yeah, so I really wanted a X-ray sort of effect, so it's almost like luminescent, and bringing out the color, and not having it like white. Do you know what I mean? Like more of a red, because it's sort of a little bit more, I guess, devilish. That's the word. My brain's probably not working so well. Making like the contrast to the dark background, so it really stands out a little bit more. But yeah, you can see the spine sort of really clicks a bit more. So it gives you more that, like, you know, when you look at X-rays and you can see the spine there, so you can see what's happening.
Yep. Beautiful. Yeah, I think it's a lovely piece. I said I've collected it myself, and
oh, thank you. So I didn't know
yeah.
you've collected it. It's really hard sometimes to see who collects what. So I haven't been able to reach out to everyone to say a big thank you. So thank you.
Yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, I'm going to collect every piece in the Scarefest. I think they're all fantastic. So yeah, if you've not got one, definitely go out and get them. They're running out. These are all very limited supply. I think they're all max supply of 20. So you know, get out there, get them while you still can. And yeah, maybe we'll just have a quick look at your X here. So maybe can you walk us through like your history as an artist? Then, you know, when did you dive into art? What age? And you know, what was your journey pre-Web3? How did you get into Web3? All that good stuff.
Okay, I'll try and keep it short and sweet.
Yeah,
so I think, you know, I've always done art. I did art in high school. That was I had planned to go to art school, so I did like the equivalent, like Year 12 art, and I took extra units in it, and I was applying to art school, and then I had a great art teacher who really inspired me, and at the last minute, instead of going to art school, I sort of pivoted and went and did social work. So I'm actually a trained social worker. I worked in London for most of my time as a social worker. And then I sort of did art in between that. And my Web3 journey was literally because I've moved around countries quite a lot it's really, really hard to take your canvases and your paints and things like that with you. So I have had to leave things behind because I've had to leave, and not always having the money to buy paint because it's actually super, super expensive. So that meant I had to move into digital art. And it was someone sort of suggested doing NFTs, and I was like, no way, man. And then I just did it one day. It was, I had no clue. My first mint was on OpenSea, and I really did not know what I was doing. It was absolutely petrifying. I didn't know anyone in the space, and I just sort of dove in, tried to find out what I was doing. It took me ages. I hate social media. And as a social worker who has worked with victims of torture and with like trafficking and things like that, I've always stayed off social media because I've had lots of threats. So it was like a whole new experience for me. So it's been a journey and a half to try and pull all of that together. Bitcoin actually was because I think the first ordinal I did was either really late 22 or really early 23. I can't remember the exact date, but like when ordinals started happening,
Wow.
I did it because a collector of mine on ETH is a real Bitcoin maxi. And he was like, you've got to get into Bitcoin. And I did. And I decided to just, inscribe an ordinal because I thought, okay, it's Bitcoin. You've got to put something on there. And that was sort of, it took a while then to actually do a lot more artwork on there. I started with the Gamma Partnership Program and gone from there.
Very cool. Oh, this is amazing. Yeah, well, as I say, I'm a big fan, and hopefully many more artworks coming from you as well. So I'm really apologise for sharing my screen like this, but I'm on a laptop, so I'm kind of dodging around tabs. But thank you so much, Reset, and yeah, man, please feel free to stay on for as long as you want. And thank you so much for launching on Trio. I'm really excited. So
thanks. I'm going to listen in, but if I have to drop out, sorry.
no
I'd
stress.
love to see you all, though.
No worries. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks so much. All right, who's on the hot seat next then? Let's go. I'm just looking down the line. Let's go for Serge then. Are you there, Serge?
Yep, I certainly am.
Oh, perfect. Well, again, I think I'll share my screen one more time, and then we'll kind of just do the same format, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Chat. One in the chat. Not more good. Perfect. So I'm going to share again. Let's see. Yeah, usually I've got like a co-host who can like do this on the other screen, and I'm just trying to do it all from my mum's couch in Scotland. It's quite hilarious. We'll get there. Okay, perfect. So go back again. Let's have a look. Search.
Red.
Yeah. Yeah, this is also one of my favorite pieces on this collection. This is right up my street. Very cool. I love the style. I think the mono color with the red and the black is pretty damn evil and metal. So like, yeah, let's talk through it, man. I'd love you to talk us through this piece, and then again your journey. So
sure. Well, yeah, when I got the sort of brief and I was invited to be part of the collection for Scarefest, I thought, what am I going to do? Because I've done Halloween stuff before, and I love horror. I love horror anyway, and I love metal. So I thought, this is great. And then I thought, well, I'm going to do something that actually scares me. And I started sort of thinking about these concepts that actually scare me, which is sort of authoritarian control and a dystopian use of technology, which I think is pretty much here. It's not even a portent. It's pretty much here. So my sort of logic around the piece was I wanted to show a sort of systematic flow through time where we have these synthetic wombs a la Brave New World, and if you look underneath the the actual fetuses, they've got like alpha to theta classification, like predestined to roles. And then we have this robotic guardian with a chipped family engrossed in their phones, completely ruled by the algorithm, and the kid immersed in a simulated reality, all ruled by a robot policeman, or guided, with the words behave on it. And then we have this sort of set of skulls, which is ideas of transhumanism, where we may never leave this digital black iron prison. In fact, our consciousnesses may be imprisoned in silicon forever. And then we have the masses going through the gates of, and it's supposed to be a bit like Metropolis and the Moloch machine. Going in there, and they're sort of distracted and led by these thematic concepts of warfare, faith, money, and gender, which I think is being used to manipulate us and guide us into this future dystopia. And then we're going into the skyline of these all watching panopticons gazing down on us with bat-like drones, in the sky. And behind that, we see the sinister technocrat who is orchestrating it all. And unbeknownst to him, there are creatures from beyond the veil watching and waiting. So that's the sort of concept of the piece. And if you notice in the border, there is the human DNA double helix. And there are small coded messages within there. It looks like a regular border, but it isn't. Yeah.
I need to try and decode it now. You've piqued my interest. I need to try and that's amazing. Yeah, dude, that's such a cool explanation. I love the detail. The detail is absolutely incredible. I think the one of my favorite artists ever is like H.R. Giger. I don't know if you know that him. He's the guy who designed the Alien. I went to his museum in Switzerland one time, and he uses really striking, like he's got babies and shooting out of bullets and things and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. So I don't know. I've just especially the fetuses there and the skulls kind of just remind me a little bit of his stuff. And obviously it is right. It's perfect for this moment. I think the world is shifting in a weird way. It's got to go a little bit crazy if we don't get a handle on it. It's all these movies and books we read in the past are kind of coming to fruition. Whether it's 1984 or whether it's what's that one called, Idiocracy. If you've not seen Idiocracy, the movie, before, I hope it doesn't end up like that, where everyone's just drinking Gatorade and doesn't have a clue what's happening. But anyway, it's got to go one or two ways. Complete control or complete absolute anarchy. So yeah, man, really love this piece. Tell us about yourself then. Like, how did you get into art? From what age, and what's your Web3 journey as well?
Okay. So basically, you see, this piece is very much inspired by the comic artists I love. When I was a kid, I was brought up reading 2000 AD, and I absolutely loved it. People don't know it's a British comic of the 80s, but it had some absolute killer artists, Brian Bolland, Simon Bisley. I could go on for days. So yeah, that was my first sort of spur into it. And then did art college, brilliant. I thought, God, I'm gonna have to do something to this now. Mutate to be a graphic designer. And then sometime later, I found along with a lot of people I followed, the Beeple Gold Rush into NFTs. I thought that would be cool. Put some stuff on Ethereum. That was okay. Sold a few pieces. Went on to Tezos. That was fun for a while. Nice artist communities, pretty much artist-led community. And then some people I knew were putting stuff on Counterparty. So I thought, that sounds really cool. And then I became aware of the whole Pepe subculture, which I really loved. And I've got a project inspired by that called Borganals. And then Ordinals came about, and I thought, yeah, this is cool. And the more I got into it, the more I realized that it is cool to have stuff really on chain. And, Bitcoin's a great chain, the best. And then it just became a battle of like trying to lever your intention and your artwork against compression restraints. And then here we are. So you have to develop your approach appropriately. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And I think your work, I think, is, I think, have you found it's quite, you can optimize it quite well for Bitcoin, I guess, right? Because you can, you've got quite clear black and white. Obviously, the details, you need to be careful with these details here, but in general, if you can get rid of all with your one, you can turn the kind of brightness and the contrast up to remove a lot of the useless pixels and leave just the stamp of it. I think. Have you found it's optimizing quite well, or?
To be honest with you, it's taken me quite a long time to get there because I love detail. I'm quite a perfectionist, and it's all hand done. It takes me hours to do, so I don't want to.
You want to lose it,
smudge it up, do you know what I mean, and degrade the bandwidth of the quality. So it's taken me a while to get there, but I think I'm getting there now. So it is it's been a learning curve, but I've got there really.
Very cool. And then later on in Claire's piece, I can maybe go over. I worked one-to-one with Claire in terms of getting this on chain, the piece that she did, and we come up with quite a cool trick that I can go over as well. And and also obviously with your piece, you can chunk it up and bring it all together recursively to get one massive piece and different things like that. So the last 3 years there's been a lot of amazing techniques that artists have figured out, basically, of how to maximize the quality without ever compromising the details and stuff. So very cool, very, very cool, man. Thanks so much. I'm going to just hide the behind the scenes magic here. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, here's Toph trying to join as well. Perfect. Let me see, is anyone else missing? Let me see. Reese and Claire. Perfect. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Serge. Yeah, as I say, I'm going to be a big fan going forward of all your stuff, and we're really trying and push artists as much as we can on Trio. We know we've got a lot of work to do in that regard, but I want it to be a real good home for artists, and hopefully we can continue things like this and just keep pushing the boundaries, man. So thanks so much, Did. Thank you.
I lost audio there, mate. Is that just me? I don't know.
I think you went really loud then. Can you hear? You back? Say something? No. Must have lost you. No worries. We can move on anyway. All right, cool. So next up, let's go for, he's in the queue, Mr. MDV. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome, man.
I'm happy to go next.
Perfect. So let me just share my screen one more time.
Actually, do you mind if I share? Is that okay?
No, of course. That makes my life much easier, actually.
Okay, cool.
Please do.
Might be easier to just go through tabs like that.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right, okay. I'm going to turn off my camera then, and I'm going to share. Let me know if this screen share is coming through.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, cool. I would show the Trio one, but I need to have you guys upload the thumbnails. Right now it's crashing.
No worries.
But why don't we just go over the art first, or how do you want to go about this?
Yeah, please do. Please go over the drop, and then we can obviously talk about the previous drop you did as well, and then we can talk about you as an artist. That'd be awesome.
Sure, yeah. So Unchained Corridor, it's essentially just an endless twisting hallway. I can show a couple different iterations of it. It was an edition release, but the edition is using Delegate, so I was able to randomize some of the traits. So even though they're all delegates of the same inscription, each one is unique. And there's the composition of the ground, the colors, a few of the attributes, all different. This is actually inspired by a couple different things that are both from N64 because I'm old. The first one is from Ocarina of Time. I don't know if anyone remembers this this twisted hallway. I have a short video of it, but
oh wow.
This was definitely just something that was ingrained in my head as a kid and something that I thought was kind of spooky. So that's the first place that the visuals come from. I can also show it is interactive, so I'm mouse scrolling, which changes the field of view.
Wow.
So you can get really close and then really far out. Behind the scenes, what this is it's just a really And so I'm using Three.js. It's 3D, and it's just a really, really long, elongated cube. And then I'm using shaders to just apply a rotation clockwise for the x-axis. So the further you go down the x-axis, the more it twists. And then I have some like shader logic providing sort of wall color changes and also these blocks on the ground. And then I have some colorization shaders applying on top of it. So it's like all of the art I do, it's sort of like emergent based on what Three.js is good at and what shaders are good at. So yeah, that's the first piece of inspiration. The second piece, I don't know if my audio will come through. It probably won't. Let's see if I do this. If I share system audio and it like makes an infinite repeat loop, just tell me to stop.
Okay. No worries.
We'll see if this goes through. It's not. Oh, I might have to do a direct one. See if I can get audio to come through. Does this one have audio? Interesting. Is it muted? I'm not sure if is any audio coming through. If not, no worries.
No, I can't hear anything.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you would have to check it out yourself, but it's what's called a shepherd's tone. So it's essentially 3 different octaves of sound that are all rising gradually. And as the notes get higher, the bottom octave fades out and the upper octave fades in. So it makes this sort of like infinite effect that tricks your ear to make it sound like the audio is going up forever. And that I pulled from Mario 64's Endless Staircase, which uses the same technique. It's also in the Dark Knight. But yeah, here's like a visualization of how that works, which if I could get audio to come through, you would hear it. But yeah, I encourage outside of this, go check out the piece and just click and it'll turn on the audio.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's sort of what this piece is, came from, how it works. And there's 20 of them. They already minted out, but it's on secondary on both Trio and Magic Eden.
Very cool. Very cool. I think I'm is that echo?
Oh yeah. One sec.
I was thinking when I was looking at that, I don't know if you've ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I think it's the second one, maybe.
Oh
And
yeah,
they
I have.
they go to hell and they're walking through all of those corridors and they're picking up all going into all the doors. That I just got that vision there of
oh totally
hell,
yeah
basically. Yeah.
I think something about the like endless like inescapability, like this goes on forever.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do kind of thing has a really good spooky Halloween vibe to it.
Definitely, you just run forever and then you're trapped there. So it's really cool. And yeah, as you say, it's already sold out. So that's very impressive. That's 2 for 2 on Trio, man. So yeah, keep up the great work, dude. And
yeah, try to keep it going.
Yeah, I think just quickly then, in terms of your Web3 background, where did you start off of before pre-Web3, and how did you get in? What made you make the leap into this?
Yeah. I'll keep it short. So in my day-to-day life, I do IT at a special needs school, like a mixture of IT and also some programming coaching and just sort of like general programming. I do their website and all the finances and stuff. And I had some kids that wanted to do some 3D stuff. They were just getting into 3D art and they were interested in making something pretty simple. And so I was like, well, what's the easiest way to do this? What's like a fast way to learn? Because all of them already had some experience with HTML. So Three.js made sense. So then I learned Three.js, and I also just have been in crypto, not as an artist, just as a, investor trader for a long time. And I was excited about ordinals. And once I saw that Three.js was on chain, I was like, oh, this is kind of a unique opportunity to like sort of blend those skills together. So then I put out my first project, and this one is now project number 10. So I've been going for a while now.
That's incredible. I think, you're definitely one of my favorite 3D artists on Bitcoin by a long mile. I think there's so many more opportunities that people can use, right? In terms of 3D.js, it's kind of like unlimited, like basically what you can do in the browser nowadays. Obviously, I think you pushed the boundaries on your last drop with the roller coaster. That was really like chunking up, like chewing up a lot of stuff. But that's, I think I'd love to see more like this. And also people can use like generative styles like you've done as well. It's all code at the end of the day, right? You can tweak values per piece to like change up the scenes and stuff, or you can, like you did as well, even computationally change it over time as well. It's just the options are really limitless. So yeah, I think amazing work you've done so far. I'm really I love everything you do, and I hope to see more 3D type collections and pieces coming very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I have another one in the works. I'm always thinking about the next thing, and I just love. Yeah, the Bitcoin makes it really easy and really awesome to do generative art because file size is such a concern, but if instead of having to put 3D models on chain and put textures on chain, you can just generate it with a few lines of code, then that's very perfectly paired with the size constraint. So yeah,
absolutely. There's Shen as well. Damn, I really wanted to mint this one and slept on it. Well, get it in secondary on Trio. It's there available. And yeah, just one more thing on the 3D side of things. I think what's fascinating for me as well is that every single asset, every layer, every texture is also on chain. I mean, it has to be on chain, and it is on chain. So that's reusable. Every texture, every time someone uploads inscribes a texture there, anyone can use it. It's like really composable, and yeah, I think it's excited to see what other people are building. So
yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much, man. It's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
Thanks for having me.
Rapid fire here, guys. We're going to the next one, I think. Yeah. So let's do. I don't know if Hopeful wants to say hello or not. Are you there, Hopeful? Just a quick hello. No. You're just here for the support, moral support. No worries. Okay. Reese, do I go next?
Happy to.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, let me do the same format this side. Unless you wanted to share yourself, that's totally fine.
I'm watching from iPad and it's too complicated.
I'll do the sharing, no problem. Okay, perfect. Let me just jump over to this one and then click on Reese. Perfect. All right, awesome. So I guess same format. Really love this piece. If you can just walk us through it, and then I'd love to hear more about your background as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So when Hopeful invited me to be part of Scarefest, firstly I was on it. Thank you, Hopeful. I know you're hearing this. I also, obviously went with the thought, okay, so, Halloween's all about what scares us. And to me, the thing that scares me the most is our potential as humans. I like to believe the fact that, I know the fact is that every single human on Earth has the potential to be Stalin and Mother Teresa. Like, we have both extremes inside of us. That is the potential that we have. So what would scare me is the darkness that we do hold within us. If it takes over and you lose control of the goodness in you, and the darkness starts controlling you instead of you it. I don't know how much everyone here is aware of Jungian psychology, but like this darkness, the shadow, it's something that every single person in their life, if they allow themselves to, will get neck on neck to, head on head with. They will experience exactly how terrible they can be, but to then grow and find a way to use that to protect yourself and the ones you love, instead of, running rampage on the world. That's probably the wisest way to use that power that you have inside of you. But like, yeah, that's the story behind this piece. Like, I thought about what scares me the most, and losing power to control the darkness that lies within me would definitely be it. So this is how I wanted to represent it, is about that coming out and taking over, and then me being the little voodoo doll that it's actually controlling, and not the other way around.
I love it. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, I think that's a really cool concept as well. And the piece itself, like, I'm like, I love the colors that you've done here for the kind of cosmic entity, and also that, like, these hands are the same thing. So
yeah,
and you can obviously see the skull. I think the details are incredible, and I like the endlessness part layer, and then you've got the flaming part, and then I think it's a super amazing piece, man. I love it. And
thank you so much.
Yeah, I really like the concept now that you've described it as well. We can all relate to that. We're all human, and yeah, I get it, man. And the cosmic being here is sitting controlling you right now, and yeah, I love it. It's very cool. So let's talk about your. Oh, I think we've got the wrong account for you here.
Oof, yeah, just put in Swanepoel in there. Still need to change that on Trio.
What is it? Sorry, how do you spell it?
RECESW SWANEPOEL.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, so please talk us through your history and your background. How you get into, what age did you get into art, and what led you into Web3 as well?
Not until you follow me back.
No, I think I am. Look, I think when I refresh, following.
I'm joking.
Twitter does this weird thing. You see that? I'm
Yeah.
definitely following. Yeah, I'm definitely following.
Yeah.
It just does this weird.
I know. I was joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my Web3 journey starts all the way back in 2021. I've been in crypto since 2018. And let me think. So I mainly worked in like with crypto.com as my central exchange, and I was basically just in like crypto itself. But I was subscribed to the newsletter, and when it came out that Banksy, made NFTs known to the world in a way, I was one of the people who jumped on that bandwagon. I was like, wow, okay, let me see what this is. And that was in March 2021. I made every single mistake then you could make because I had absolutely no guidance. I literally minted my work on Rarible and then tried and promoted it on Instagram, and nobody had a clue what I was talking about. So I just kind of like left it for dead. It was just something that went. And then in the same year in September, a friend of mine from Instagram actually told me like, oh yeah, she's getting some guidance from Gabe Weiss, who
nice.
is a big name, obviously, and like he's helping her get into the space. And she was wondering if I would like some help as well. I'm like, oh yeah. And yeah, basically all I did was I shadowed her. Firstly, I downloaded X, like I downloaded Twitter. I didn't know I need to have that, but I downloaded it and started just shadowing her, seeing what people do. I spent like the first 3 months literally just commenting on people's work, not even showing my own work. I was literally just a shadow against a wall, looking at what everybody is doing. And then in December 7th of 2021, I minted my first piece, and it was like a reserve sell. So it was like, okay, this is where things are turning for me as an artist. And yeah, in March 2022, like I had a big highlight where my collection mannequins got spotlighted on OpenSea's front page, and like that's where my momentum really started picking up. But it wasn't until last year that I inscribed my first work on Bitcoin. So I've just been like dabbling in Ethereum and Tezos, Solana, like before I knew about inscriptions. And firstly, in 2023, I had like a whole ass collection ready to inscribe on Bitcoin. But when I went to, I can't even remember what the name was. I think it's, I can't remember, but it was one of the early ones. And I like uploaded the thing, and it told me, oh yeah, it's like $1,000. I'm like, okay, never mind. And
Was it Ordinals? Was it Ordinals bot?
Yes. No.
That's us.
It was
That's us as
Ordinal
well.
something.
That's us as well. Yeah. That's our product.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea of compression or something. I think my whole journey as an NFT artist has been like one knocking something before doing proper research after another. So I've just been like, NFTs, oh no, never mind. Ordinals, oh no, never mind. And then last year I came back to it with more knowledge now, knowing more people who told me that no, you don't need to pay $1,000. You can pay much less if you just have a few techniques up your sleeve. And that changed everything for me, because now I can actually inscribe works for basically what I was minting on Ethereum back in 2022, what the prices were before the upgrade there. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I'm taking way too much time, but that's basically my story.
Very cool, dude. Yeah, I love it. And yeah, I've seen you've already launched on Trio previously as well. So this is cool. I think it's still going here as well. So that's awesome. The sale is still live. But yeah, I'm looking through your work now. I'm really in love with it. Actually, I think it's a really cool collection, cool concept, man. Cool style.
Thank you. Is it okay if I take 2 minutes to explain what I'm doing with the black and white quickly?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
All right. So since 2016, my life has gravitated towards the dichotomy aspect of everything. basically how everything is a spectrum from one side to the other of two extremes. And I basically boiled this down through many years of like self-discovery as order and chaos being the most foundational sides of the spectrum. Everything from the universe's foundations to like psychology can be boiled down to what's happening between these two forces, order and chaos. And I basically, when I just, started as a career artist, I basically had expressed this through like expressive emotional work combined with, I don't know, something geometric to try and symbolize that contrast. But as time went by, I started realizing I can just do this with black and white. Black being chaos, white being order, chaos being that which is unknown, that which we don't know and aren't prepared for, and order, that which controls and that which turns chaos into order. So I've basically used this now as a style and trying to explore how far can I take this? How far can I take these two contrasts to express stories that matter to me, but also that I think is relevant to our time, and try and capture a little bit of the zeitgeist in my work. And I do think it's very relevant in how much we are struggling with chaos in the world, in ourselves, etc.
That's very cool. Yeah, that's an awesome, awesome idea, man. And so far so good. You're really capturing a lot of that essence in these pieces. I think, obviously,
Thank you.
the zebra is like the perfect animal for this. Obviously, that's pretty interesting.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously we've got Satoshi here as well. Classic Dorian Satoshi face. No, I love it, dude. I mean, yeah, man, you're one of my favorite artists so far. This is really awesome. So
Thank you.
thanks so much for also launching on Trio, dude. And I'm going to quickly just hide the magic here. Okay, perfect. And yeah, thanks so much for sharing as well. I think we lost some people, unfortunately. My goodness. Right, who's next? Let's just go for Toph. Are you there, dude?
Hey, good morning, everyone. How we doing?
Not bad. Are you connected?
Yeah. I was at the gym earlier, and it was probably super loud on your end and not working very well. But
crystal clear now, man. Crystal clear. So
good.
Let me just do the same format. I'm going to share my screen unless you wanted to share yours. No stress.
No, go ahead.
All right, perfect. I'll just share quickly, and then where are you? What one's yours, dude? Toph is not there.
It's the cow.
This one. There we go. Perfect. I couldn't find it there. Awesome. So yeah, this is a super fun piece. I'd love you to talk us through it, and then talk through yourself as an artist as well, if you can.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely on the money. It's a fun piece, I've been listening to all these other artists explain their work, and it's so complex and meaningful and stuff. And realistically, I just drew a cow, man. I love cows. I think they're super fun. My Twitter handle or X handle is I have cows, because their cows are cool, man. And when Hopeful asked me to do this, I was in the middle of minting out another part of my main project and doing all these things, and I'm you know what, Hopeful has been super instrumental in my growth as an artist and in Web3 and with my projects and stuff. So I wanted to make sure I put something out for him. If there's anything that I've noticed in my time in Ordinals, there's always, I can't go a single day without seeing someone using the word bullish on the timeline or anything. There's all this talk of bull runs and bull this and bull that, but cows are wildly underrepresented in Ordinals. So my aim is to fix that. I want to put out as much cow artwork as possible so that the bulls have a real face in Ordinals. But other than that, man, I mean, it's just something that I did for fun and put together, so I could show support for everybody else. I'm happy to be involved with all these other amazing artists with these huge backstories and stuff. And I'm just a guy that likes cows, and I like to draw fun things and get it out there.
That's really awesome. I can actually see this being like almost like a vinyl toy. Actually, I think it's got that style to it. Where if this was a vinyl toy, I would definitely just like have it on my desk. I think it's pretty cool, man. So, maybe we can go to your Twitter if you want. If you want to have a look through your, is that okay? While you give us a
Yeah,
background?
sure. Yeah, go
What's
ahead.
what's your Twitter again?
I have cows 86.
I have. Cool, perfect. So yeah, maybe you just want to walk us through and Ordi Mutants, is that a collection that you're involved in as well? What's that?
Well, Ornaments isn't my collection. It's a community that really brought me into ordinals. I mean, I guess we're talking about how we got into Web3 or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm very new. I'm still in my first year in Web3 and crypto entirely. About a year ago, I think it was like December of 2024. I have a friend, an IRL friend that's like really into all this crypto stuff, right? And he sends me a text message with a link to the Trump coin. And he's like, bro, you got to buy some of this. Like, I'm telling you, buy some of this. And I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about trading or anything like that. And so I did. I like bought $200 worth of Trump coin and I went to sleep. And the next day I woke up and had like $4,800 in my wallet. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Right. And from there, like the next, like probably 2 or 3 months was just gambling. That's all I was doing. I was like watching these charts and like trying to like relive that experience that I got from that. And obviously, I mean, lost all the money, whatever. And I was about to leave. Like I was like, this isn't for me. I've never been a gambler, first of all, but like I was just spending all this time focusing on like money, and I really didn't like it, and I was about to leave. And that's when I met my friend C-Stacks and OGB, and they're both really big parts of the Ordi Mutants community. And they were like, hey, download an Xverse wallet, and Will, another member from that community, he sent me my first ordinal, which was an Ordi Mutant. And I started hanging out, in spaces with people from that community, and realized like, holy crap, there's all of this art and stuff out here that people are doing that I didn't even know about, and Ordi Mutants is full of a bunch of really talented artists and everything. And like that really like it. So I'm 5 years sober. I spent about 12 to 15 years of my life like completely disconnected from any bit of creativity at all. Like I grew up doing art and painting and all that stuff, and then at some point I fell into addiction and like really forgot about all of my passions for years, music and making art and being creative and everything. And when I saw all these artists like doing all this cool stuff and like building community behind it and making these connections and whatnot, I was like, I want to be a part of this. So last March, I bought my iPad and started learning how to use Procreate and create stuff, and very, very shortly after that, I started seeing all of these like these cool skulls on the timeline. And I was like, what is this? And that was when Hopeful was like starting the whole Dabble project. And I hit him up and I'm like, what is this? And he invited me to make one. So I made one, I made my Dabble piece and sent it to him. My Dabble piece was actually my first ever inscribed piece of artwork on Bitcoin. And like even that, like it just looked fun, and I wanted to be a part of like what all these cool artists were doing. And then it turned out to be this whole thing, like, oh, we're doing a project where you're getting paid for your art. And I like, that was foreign to me. Like I've never been paid for a piece of art in my life, and we're going to Vegas and there's this whole thing and all this stuff. And I was like, holy crap, man. And then from there, it's turned into this whole experience, Hopeful has been, like I said, very instrumental in my growth with my project Life Zero. I mean, I've been able to connect with a lot of people and get a lot of really fun art out there. And he's always been super, super supportive. My first 4 mints, all on Trio, have you know, they all minted out, like it's great, and people are enjoying my artwork. You know, there's 0 right now. But yeah, man, like that's my journey here. Like the day that I stop having fun is the day that you guys won't see me anymore. But so far, I'm having all the fun in the world, you know, and in ordinals, and the people that I've met, especially the Ordimans community, has really pushed me to start being creative again, you know, and just be able to express myself and my journey, and you know, experiment with different things, and you know, the coolest thing about getting to know all these artists is like everyone here is so, like, every single person that I've ever reached out to and asked, like, hey, how do I do this, or how did you make this, like, I never get any of that, like, oh, you're dumb for not knowing how to compress a file. Like, everybody's so welcome to like teach me how to do things. And so like what I'm trying to say is, like, without the people that I'm surrounding myself with in the ordinal space, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I'm doing, you know. It's very, very cool, which is like the polar opposite of when I was focusing just on like watching charts and this and that. Like, everybody kind of treats you like you're an idiot if you don't know what you're doing, you know, and won't give you the time of day unless they're trying to rug you and take your money. you know?
Absolutely. Well, that's a really inspiring story, man. And like I said, the dabble thing you mentioned there was really fun. The taking that to Vegas, it was a big hit. We you know, the artist managed to make a really long video for that with all your work on it. It was super cool, and we put it on a big, massive, like 10-foot video wall, and we put it on repeat. And it was really cool, man. So you know, we're hoping, you know, Hopeful was also a mastermind, you know, behind Dabble as well as the artist, and we're hoping to sprinkle a little bit of that again with bringing you guys together for Scarefest. And so far so good, because as I say, it's an amazing collection of work, and I really, this piece that you sold out earlier in the week, last week, I really love. I think that this could be a whole a character, right? Like, in terms of, I'd love to see where this guy goes. So maybe your next steps might be comic books. I don't know if you want to do a whole storyboard there, or what's your plan for Life Zero?
Right. Yeah. I mean, so that's the thing, is like, I have all of these ideas and I don't know where to even start. I've tried to like not really talk too much about any of those ideas, because I like to be accountable to the things I say I'm going to do. So for Life Zero, what's like that piece specifically is the 4th edition of that series. The whole series is based around the 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, water. So all 4 of those have come out, and now what's coming next for that is they were meant to kind of be collectible. Like, you want to collect all 4 of the elements, right? So now that the 4th one has minted out, anybody who's holding all 4 of the elements is going to get a very special 5th element dropped in their wallet.
Wow.
And we'll go from there. You know, I like to do real life assets. Like, I have, you know, the ability to make stickers and t-shirts and all kinds of fun stuff, but I don't really know, I don't have a specific plan of where that's going to go just yet. But it's going to go somewhere, you know. It's definitely been a super fun project, and everybody has been amazingly supportive of it. And it's cool because, like, you know, like I said, I just got my iPad like back in March. So I'm still very, very much learning, whether it's actual technique or, you know, doing different ways of inscription and compression and all that kind of stuff. So if you look at the Life Zero project as a whole, from earth, wind, fire, water, you can see the progression of the artwork, and like, you can see that I'm learning different things, and I really like where it's going. I think the 5th one is going to be really cool. I think people will be super stoked on it. Yeah, and it's just something fun that we're doing, you know.
Awesome. Very cool, dude. Well, like I said, thanks very much for being part of this you know, Scarefest experience, and, you know, here's to many more drops on Trio, and hopefully continue to expand your collection on Bitcoin, dude. So thank you so much, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, dude. All right, so I think everyone is left. Is Claire still here? Claire?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, awesome. Waiting patiently. Thank you so much for waiting, Claire. I think if it's okay, we can go with you next. Is that cool?
Sure. Now that
Awesome.
I'm not getting rugged anymore, I'm fine.
Yeah, you sounded like you were on an airplane earlier. It was like, but yeah, perfect. What I'll do is maybe I'll share my screen and then we can walk through the piece if that's okay. And then you know, love to hear your background as well on of how you started as an artist um yeah, go from there. Maybe I can talk about also the grain stuff that we did as well. So, but yeah, please take it away.
Yeah, so this is also not very meaningful. Like, I've heard all the stories, as Toph just also said, this is like just meant to be pure fun. And my inspiration is a lot of the like 40s to actually 70s retro style and a lot of tattoos as well. Like, I'm also a tattoo artist in real life. So that's actually where the inspiration comes from. And I'm like a lover of all the vintage cute Halloween stuff. And this, I wouldn't even say it's a classic Halloween piece, but I do think it's kind of scary and trippy. And well, she's also a creature with the devil horns. So it has the Halloweenish glow in the backgrounds and like flames of death. And she's also a little devil and a snake, spidery kind of creature. Yeah, so that's my piece. I called her Lamia Noir. And yeah, I had her designed with this specific grain, which yeah, Bruff, you can talk about how we did that.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure. First of all, though, I think the style that you've captured here is one of my favorite styles actually in art. Like this kind of retro comic book style, I think is definitely resonates with me. One of my favorite artists did my NFT collection called Satoshables, which is very similar to your style. I think this is yeah, right up my street. The second thing that strikes me for this piece is the colors as well. I think I really love the highlights you've got here and just the colors in general are just really, really cool. And yeah, like you said, it's just fun. She's got a little like you know, sneaky, playful look on her face as well. So she's not up to any good anyway, I can imagine. But yeah, so that you know, when Claire gave me the piece as well, it was quite large, and we were looking to try and obviously, you know, optimize it the best we could. So if I just open it in ordinals.com. So if you guys are like ever tried to inscribe anything before, one of the hardest things to inscribe actually is artwork that has a grain on it, has a texture on it, because optimization works simply by, you know, removing pixels where it can. When you've got a grain, you've essentially got from the top corner to the bottom corner just different pixels. There's no solid colors here anywhere, right? You can see there's noise essentially everywhere. So that makes these things essentially impossible to optimize down to a file size which is maintainable. But you know, I really love that aspect that Claire applied, and obviously she wanted this to be the end result. So I had an idea where actually what we could do is we can use JavaScript essentially in HTML Canvas to apply the grain. So Claire provided me with just the raw, the flat basically version, which I can show you. Maybe it's better going to org.io. So if you look at the flat version, basically, this was this here was an image, and it was inscribed and burned. It's sent to Satoshi's wallet, basically, and you see it's got no, it has no texture on it, right? So it means it's much easier to optimize down. And then from there, what we do is I used, you know, HTML and JavaScript basically to apply the grainy texture in Canvas, and it was quite cool. What I did was I created this little like UI where Claire could tweak the variables to get the right grain she wanted, and then I essentially would lock those values in, and then I applied it to the JavaScript. So when the page loads, essentially it's drawing the canvas, it's applying the grain, and you just get the outputted format. But here's what's equally as cool, right? Each of these pieces are only 198 bytes because they're pulling in each one's pulling in the underlying image and also the JavaScript. But if you right click and save this image to your desktop, it actually outputs a 9 megabyte file, which is pretty impressive. Like this thing is massive, right? So it just takes the original file size, so it's 2048. So you've basically got a 198 byte inscription outputting a 9 megabyte file at really high quality with the grain already applied to it. So that was just super fun and geeky for me. And obviously we went all out with it's got metadata, it's got it's got a top level parent, which is another one of Claire's pieces, obviously. Then you click on that, and then the additions live under that piece as well. So super fun, super geeky to work on, but that's what ordinals are all about. You know, you should utilize all the cool aspects of Bitcoin. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too much, but yeah, that's what we did with Claire's piece. So, are you happy with the result, Claire? No, she hates it. Are you there? She dropped. What happened? Yeah, she's not here anymore. That was hilarious. Okay. Anyway, are you guys happy with the results? That was cool, right? This is going so well.
Very
That
cool.
was really, really cool. And I was taking notes while you were explaining about the grain and the effect that you made. I need to use that on the next time, but I'll probably need to reach out to you just to get like
anytime.
The deets.
Honestly, guys, it's the highlight of my day working on this stuff. Like, you know, I love it. It's really cool to try and find the problems and see what we can do with animation and grain and all sorts of cool stuff. So, but Claire, are you back?
Yeah, I was rugged again. Yeah,
No
but I
worries.
wanted to say that, you know, that would be the greatest thing for me is to actually learn how to do it myself, like recreating this grain for my other pieces that I want to launch because yeah, it just looks so awesome. And I love that we were able to really keep the quality of the piece.
Yeah, so I mean, quite honestly, as I say, I've been doing this for like 3 years now. I think she rugged again. I've been doing this for like 3 years now, so I've learned a lot of tricks. But what's most recently what I've been doing is I've been applying those lessons into things like Claude Code and ChatGPT. I feed it all my old scripts and everything, and it's able quite quickly to just recreate what I wanted. So I think that grain thing that I made for you, I did it in like 5 minutes because it was just an AI thing that I just did and it worked. Sent you the preview and then you just tweaked it. So I would definitely lean in a lot to AI as well. It's got to a point now where it could work, and all of this stuff is on chain. If you go to orb.io on any inscription, you can see all the scripts and things that these pieces use. So Claire's piece, for example, you'll see the underlying artwork, but you'll also see what I call the draw script in all my pieces, like a draw script, and that's got all the code in for the grain and everything. So you could just literally drag and drop that into AI and say, you know, analyze this and then output this for me. I want to try and do this, and it's in most cases quite good. And as I say, I'm always available for anyone who need some help with this kind of stuff because I love trying to get this stuff on chain. So, but yeah, cool. I don't know if Claire, you want to give us a little bit of a background on yourself quickly before we wrap up because we've went quite long now. But yeah, you want to give us a little background on yourself, Claire?
Yeah, I can do that real short. I came into the space in 2021. I discovered NFTs. I saw that people were creating art and putting them on ETH. And I was like, hey, all I see is like these ugly apes. Like there were like a bunch of ugly NFT projects out there. It was the only thing I was having on my X timeline. So I was like, hey, I'm going to create some art. Like, funny, I didn't even know there was a real art scene on X. So I kind of discovered that and connected to other artists while I was and it was quite interesting because I was super successful without knowing anything, which was super fun. So I kind of built a community, I made friends, and everything went super well. Then I was partner artist with Gamma, and then like things were going great, and then I lost my huge OG X account. Then I had an alt account. I tried to bring people back. That one like season, and then I fell into some kind of depression, and I was like completely locked out of all communities from and the thing is, when that happens to you, it may sound like easy to bring back everything you had, but it actually isn't at all, because people don't know the fuck who you are. You're just a random person, and if you Google my name, or if you type it in on X, you find a whole lot of people using my name. So which one is going to guarantee that I'm the real Claire von Savage? Yeah, so I had to struggle with that, and now I kind of managed to get to a point again where the space is fun. Like, I have back my friends, I'm building back, and I'm like really having fun again, like creating art and putting it on Bitcoin. And I really have to say that I love the vibe in the Ordinals culture. Like, the art scene on Ordinals is super caring. It's a great community. So I'm really in love with Bitcoin and art on Bitcoin, and that's kind of my story in short.
Awesome. I love it. That's a great way to end the show as well, because I think that hits something as well. You know, I've knew the guys at Gamma, and obviously the PQ and the artist, and all these guys since the beginning. And I think there's definitely a common theme between us all, is that we all love art, we all love Bitcoin, and I think the two go really hand in hand together. We lost Claire again, but I'll wrap it up. But yeah, we're only just scratching the surface, I think, of what art means on Bitcoin. I think it had a hey Claire, welcome back. I'm just saying, I think we're only scratching the surface of art on Bitcoin right now. It's been a few years on Ethereum. I think things like Super Rare captured quite a lot of the movement. But yeah, I think Bitcoin's only scratching the surface, and it's only going to get better. So I think we'll wrap up. Claire seems to be rugging hard, and I'm pretty sure we missed some artists as well. But all in all, great success in my opinion, considering I'm doing it from my mum's couch. Yeah, well, I'm going to wrap up now. Any last words, anybody? Anything you want to say, anyone? Or should we wrap up?
Don't take candy from strangers.
That's a good one. It's the perfect day to say that as well, right?
Exactly. Everyone have a great day, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining, everybody, and happy Halloween. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.